Hey guys, so this video will mainly focus on my predictions for Season 7, but I'll focus a lot of it on Jon Snow versus the Night King. Remember, it's the Night King, not the Night's King. Like, that is somebody totally different. But before we get started, I just wanted to remind you guys that this week's giveaway is a $40 Amazon gift card. The winner will be announced in this Sunday's Walking Dead Q&A video. To qualify, you just gotta be a subscriber, like, and comment on any of my videos that I announce the giveaway. Also, make sure to go follow me on my Instagram account. And lastly, this video will contain spoilers for the Game of Thrones books and television show. Yes, it's that time of year again. Game of Thrones is slowly creeping back, and we're slowly starting to get at it again. So make sure to subscribe to get my Game of Thrones videos posted weekly. So with that all said, when will we see Season 7? When is it going to air? Well, there isn't really an actual date released yet. All they're saying so far is just summer 2017. So that could literally mean June, July, August, really anything, right? I'm guessing June. They usually end in June, so I think that's where they'll probably start it. Probably like late June, early July. But if I were to bet money on it, I'd probably say like early June. Like, I feel like July would just be a little bit too late because that would interrupt filming for Season 8. June seems like a good marker to go on, but when will we see the first trailer? Well, we obviously got a sneak peek recently. Like, that was about a month or two ago already. It was a lot of reused clips and whatnot, but it did indicate the direction that they're going in for Season 7. As we can tell, it's like a lot of, oh, everybody must follow Dany. Jon Snow is warning everybody about the White Walker stuff. Like, the first trailer, like the first full-length trailer, usually airs about a month or so prior to the premiere episode, so expect that towards the end of April. They usually release like a few teasers as well beforehand, so I think that will be coming out in the next month or so. Remember, they gotta amp up that excitement again, and how do you do that? They release teasers months and months in advance, so people like us dread to wait and speculate. I should make that into a talk show for the weeks leading up to the premiere, which of course still leaves us speculating until the next episode. Season 7 will also be a lot shorter than normal, with there only being 7 episodes this season. That was announced earlier last year. I think what we can expect from that is just a lot of big set pieces. Big wars like in the Battle of the Bastards. We're getting really close to the series finale now, so it seems like we're heading in that direction. Season 8, as previously thought, would be only 6 episodes, but Ian Glenn, the man who plays Ser Jorah Mormont, has said that the full 2 seasons of Season 7 and 8 may be extended from 13 hours to 15 hours. Since HBO confirmed that there will be 7 episodes already for Season 7, it seems like 8 will have 8 episodes. Either that, or we're just going to be getting a lot longer episodes than previously thought. But now let's talk about Jon Snow and Azor Ahai, like whether or not that revelation will come about in this season. If you guys didn't know, Azor Ahai is this highly prophesized legend of a being so powerful whom wields a sword called Lightbringer. Azor Ahai created Lightbringer by failing twice and getting it right the third time. The first, he worked on his sword for 30 days and 30 nights, but it broke when he tempered it with water. The second, he worked on it for 50 days and 50 nights, which it then broke again when he tempered it with a lion's heart. The last time it actually worked for him when he worked on it for about 100 days and 100 nights and tempered it through his wife's heart, and became Lightbringer, the red sword of heroes. The legend of the hero who will be born again comes from the book of Ahai. It comes in a lot of different ways as well. Like, a lot of the different religions believe in different things and whatnot. Like, they're just all different interpretations of this highly prophesized figure. The question is whether or not Jon Snow fits that mold. From what we've seen, I mean, yeah, he totally does. The prophecies about the prince who was promised. Melisandre thought Stannis was that figure, but obviously turned out to be wrong. Even early on, she noticed something in Jon. Will his legacy be revealed this season? I personally don't think so. I think that's more of a Season 8 thing. Even if they do mention it at all, it'll be by the priests, and like, no one will really think nothing of it, especially Jon, a man who really doesn't seem to be impressed by the luxury and grandeur. Like, he'll be called Azor Ahai by Melisandre, I can guarantee you that, but don't expect everyone to be bowing down to him, although that would be pretty cool. Remember, next season they'll have to deal with a huge piece in the Game for the Throne, and that is the arrival of a Targaryen in Westeros for the first time in a while, obviously excluding Jon Snow, of course. I won't talk about the spoilers for Season 7 because I know a lot of people don't like that, and there are a lot of stuff out there. Like I just recommend, if you guys are going to talk about that in the comments, please use the spoiler tag. But Dany will be landing in Westeros, and with her landing, it's going to start shit up. You're going to soon start seeing many Targaryen loyalists start to support her in her claim for the throne. With the Freys gone for the most part, and a lot of the other houses, the Lannisters really don't stand a chance. Like, they don't have a lot of people backing them. I mean, they fucked over a lot of people over the years. I think that's when we're actually going to start seeing some team up between Cersei and Euron. Like, we haven't even seen that yet, but Euron, as we know, has had it out for Dany. Euron can easily be swayed as well. Like, in the books, Euron does play a pretty big part in the introduction of dragon horns. Basically, like, if you guys don't know anything about dragon horns, there is this ultimate dragon horn called Dragonbinder that can control dragons. Like, and that's a huge blow to Daenerys' army if Cersei can get her hands on that. But we also need to talk about the White Walkers, because I don't know if Cersei will take all of that really seriously. I mean, she never has before. I also don't think Tyrion and Dany will at first either. I think that's the piece in this war that will determine who will fight for who. Maybe we'll get some team up between Cersei and the Night King. Probably not. Like, I think Cersei is better dead to the Night King than anything, because he could just like raise her up to be a white, right? How will the White Walkers play a role in the season to come? There is this whole battle that needs to happen that I don't think will happen until at least season 8. Like, we might get a little battle, but not like the final battle for the Dawn-esque type battle. Like, I think they're waiting for season 8 for that. I think they're gonna push off everything until that point anyways. Like, everything Walker related. There has been some talk about the wall finally coming down this season, which very much could happen. Like, I honestly could see that happening. Maybe that'll be in the finale. That seems like a pretty good way to go out to me. But then you gotta ask yourself, when that wall comes down, where will the rest of everyone in Westeros be? Like, where will Jon and Dany be? Where will Cersei, Arya, or Bran? Like, you can imagine Jon's main goal right now is to warn everybody about the White Walkers. He's got Winterfell back, and we may start seeing some Stark reunions, but I think his main focus will be on the White Walkers now, so I don't know where they're going to be, but I do think that when that wall comes down, Jon will be ready. I think his main focus right now is on the White Walkers and the Night King, because, like, after a battle like the one that occurred in Hardhome, like, you just don't forget about a battle like that. Now, I really don't think we'll get some Jon Snow versus Night King action this season. It's possible. Like, I honestly don't know how they're going to play out the next coming seasons. Like, Game of Thrones is pretty unpredictable when it comes to story. Like, they like to confirm a lot of long-term fan theories, but in terms of actual story, they move around a lot in a really good way, though. Like, remember, Jon Snow has to learn this season that he is the son of Rhaegar and Lyanna. There's that whole revelation that it has to come. I think before the Night King versus Jon Snow thing could happen, that needs to happen first. But let's talk about Jon Snow versus the Night King for a second. How would a confrontation such as that occur? I do believe the Night King will die from Jon. Like, this is a pretty out there prediction. That's kind of my personal opinion. I do think the Night King will die from Jon. Probably not until season 8 though, but I think he'll die in the same way Jon killed that White Walker from Hardhome. There has been like also this whole entire thing about maybe Jon needs to sacrifice himself in order to kill the Night King. I don't know where that came from, but like maybe that's the case. I don't know. We actually don't know if the Night King can even be killed by Valyrian steel. There's been rumors that he's unaffected by Dragonfire and Valyrian steel, so I guess we'll see if that's true. But could you imagine like that war actually happening on TV? I actually wonder how much it will mimic the Battle for the Dawn. Like the Star Wars prequels and the originals always somewhat mimicked each other in the terms of story, because according to George Lucas, it was poetic. With Game of Thrones though, like I just don't see that happening. Remember, after the Battle for the Dawn, Bran the Builder built Winterfell and the Wall. So if that wall comes down this season, does that hint at Bran building it, like becoming Bran the Builder himself? Would he actually be Bran the Builder since he can time travel? Or would he be a new incarnation of him? Like that raises a lot of questions on that whole entire thing. That wall's got to be put up somehow after it's come down. Either that or the series ends on a high note with the whites being completely wiped out and there being no need for a wall. I could totally see that happening. But what other revelations could occur this season? What about Lady Stoneheart? Well, that's somebody I would actually really love to see this season, but I don't think we will be seeing her at all in the series. Like, if you didn't know, Lady Stoneheart is the resurrected revengeful being of Catelyn Stark. As much as I would want her back, it really doesn't seem like the show will introduce her since we're really running out of time. Like, they're really rushing a lot of story elements just to fit in other moments, like Dany crossing to Westeros, for example. They completely glossed over Varys meeting with her. The showrunners just really want to get to that point, like, and be like, yeah, they met, but we want to show the more important things. So with that mindset in mind, I just can't see how they would introduce Lady Stoneheart. Like, I think it's a little too late for that. As for Clegane Bowl, well, never say never. People thought it couldn't happen after last season, but it definitely seems like it may be a thing this time around if the Hound joins with Arya, and maybe we'll start seeing it. I don't know. For now, just get hype. But we should start seeing more Game of Thrones promotion coming very soon. I think the show will air in June. They pushed it off because they're just waiting for more of a winter tone to the show. So with that being said, we'll probably get a full trailer, and probably in May, maybe late April. There will be a couple teasers prior, so maybe next month, maybe later on this month. Who knows? Because they did release 3 small small teasers last January or February, so we should start seeing them roll out very soon. But are you guys excited for Game of Thrones Season 7? What are your predictions for the season? Do you believe Bran is Bran the Builder from Old Nan's Tales? What other things do you hope to see happen? Sound off below. Make sure to subscribe to get more content like this, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.